Alright, so this is our notes on exponential functions. It's going to be lesson 7.6 in Algebra, and we're going to be looking at exponential functions. And if you remember, a function is something y equals x, or y equals 1/2 x, or, it gives us some kind of line. And here that's going to give us a little bit of a different kind of line than we're used to. But here when we're talking about exponential functions, we're talking about something with an exponent. So a squared, we could have 5 squared, it could be a to the third, a to the fifth, whatever it is. There's some important qualifiers that make these functions that have to be true. And one of them is that a cannot equal 0. So there can't be a 0 here, and the reason that is because if it's a 0, everything else is 0, and it becomes y equals 0, which is really not helpful. Okay, and also b has to be greater than 0, so b can't be 0 as well, because again, if we get a 0 in here, we have nothing really other than y equals 0. So then also b cannot equal 1, same thing, right? So if this becomes 1, then really it's not needed, because 1 to any power is just going to give you 1. Okay, and then x cannot be 0 as well, because that'll just give you 1 as well. So those are some of the kind of the main rules of these to remember, and those maybe not as important as some of the things you're going to do with these. But remember that the exponent in this is variable. It doesn't have to be squared. It could be lots of different things. Okay, and this line is also nonlinear, and I'll show you what one looks like. This is an example of one. It can go the other direction as well. So this is exponential growth, so it just keeps going up and up and up. And we can also have exponential decay, where it just keeps getting smaller and smaller with this kind of curve, really going the opposite way. These also have something called horizontal asymptotes, and that means the graph itself, the line it forms, gets really close to this x-axis, but it never quite touches it. So there's always a little bit of space in there. And these generally form them when you got exponential growth or when you got exponential decay going the other way. Okay, and what we're going to do with these is we're going to graph them. We're going to look at possibilities, and then we're going to take and plug in numbers that we pick and see if we can graph them. Or it's going to give us some functions and have us graph them and see what the possibilities are. But that's kind of our introductory notes on these exponential functions. Add these to your notebook, and I'll also add some examples for you to try as well. So, but go ahead and add these now.